Like Thanos, it felt inevitable that one day WWE would enter Mickey Mouse's clubhouse. And it has done today with some breaking news that comes from the Wall Street Journal and from WWE itself. It looks as if the media rights for WWE PLEs is saying goodbye to the peacock.
Hello, Mickey Mouse. Anyway, the two sides, WWE and Disney, have signed a 5-year deal worth over $1.6 billion, which is set to begin next year, and will see major events move from Peacock to an all-new streaming service being launched by ESPN. The current deal with Peacock is valued around $900 million, so there's a little bit of a jump there, Tom.
Ooh, a little bit of extra change on top of that one. We'll get into this streaming service in a bit. From the press release itself, the ESPN direct-to-consumer service will stream all WWE PLEs annually in their entirety with select simulcasting on ESPN linear platforms. Marquee PLEs, including WrestleMania and SummerSlam, both two-night events, and the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, and others. WWE will continue to produce all those PLEs, but they will be on ESPN.
Those other ones are still listed as one night for next year. That's great news.
That is a relief, because there was a report that came out yesterday that suggested WWE wanted to make more shows two-night PLEs.
Yes.
I mean, no. Many thanks, but no.
I'm all right with just WrestleMania being a two-night one, because I think the SummerSlam card this year, that didn't need to be 2 nights for me.
It didn't need to be a two-nighter, but be that as it may. From the press release, we heard from Jimmy Pitaro, who is the chairman of ESPN.
Oh, Jimmy Pitaro, he's saying WWE has an immense, devoted and passionate fan base that we're excited to super serve on our new ESPN DTC platform. This agreement, which features the most significant WWE events of the year, bolsters our unprecedented content portfolio and helps drive our streaming future.
The TKO president, Mark Shapiro, says, "We are proud to reinforce the E in ESPN, Entertainment and Sports Programming Network." Who knew?
Me neither.
Well, there you go.
Well, I didn't either. You didn't even say anything. I didn't know.
We've all learned things today. At such an exciting juncture in its direct-to-consumer journey, WWE Premium Live events are renowned for exactly the type of rich storytelling, incredible feats of athleticism, and can't-miss cultural tentpole experiences. This is how humans talk that have become synonymous with ESPN. Through our UFC relationship, we have experienced firsthand how transformational as ESPN presence can be. And we know this to be an exceptional partnership at a time of great innovation for both of the companies. We have, of course, heard from the WWE president, Nick I Love Some Money Khan, as well, who said the following.
Yeah, WWE's agreement with ESPN is a pivotal moment for our millions of fans across the United States. The leader in sports entertainment, partnering with the biggest brand in sports media. Bringing WWE's flagship events to ESPN's platform is tremendously exciting. We know the sky's the limit. They're just going to air the pay-per-views. I love this spiel that comes out from the people involved. The sky's the limit. You're just going to sit down and turn the telly on. It's just going to be the same, isn't it?
I love a bit of media press release spiel. The whole line of direct to consumer. It means streaming.
Yeah.
direct to consumer. What we're doing is direct to consumer. This is direct to consumer.
The sky's the limit here. Watch.
The sky's the limit for us.
We're in the sky now, flying.
Way!
Sorry, Pierce, for the green screen. Whoa, what's that? We've gone too high. We're above the world now.
Oh,
whoa!
Quick, Pierce, take us down. Oh, that's too far down.
We're in hell.
Oh,
We're in hell.
Oh no! ESPN and TKO are already business partners. They've been carrying UFC events, as they said, in a deal worth $300 million. That's expected to increase at the end of the year.
I
now
would
they've
say
gone,
so
everything
as well.
else is coming in.
I was going to say, if it's $1.6 billion for the wrestling, surely the gap can't be that big to go all the way down to. I say all the way down. It's still getting $300 million. But you know what I'm saying? The gap between UFC and the WWE, I didn't think it'd be that big.
Now, WWE have flirted with Disney before. It was back in 2022 when there was conversations about WWE being bought that Nick Khan met with Bob Iger. He's the CEO of Disney. They had a coffee and a chat, and they sort of sounded each other out on what that deal might look like. It was the same time that numerous other people were in the mix. So this eventually led to the formation of TKO Holdings as we know it now. But Disney was certainly interested. So when that conversation initially happened, Ross, I thought, it's going to be a matter of time before, in some way, shape or form, a WWE and Disney shake hands with each other.
Yeah, because I remember the reports at the time thinking that Disney was actually going to become like what TKO is now. So it was going to be there was going to be Walt Disney at the Hall of Fame and all that sort of malarkey. I remember those talks 3 years ago now. Oh my God, 2022 was 3 years ago.
That's terrifying.
Shocking scenes.
Yeah, the Disney portfolio massively expanded, especially when they launched Disney Plus, and suddenly all the and as a result of that, you saw all these IPs that they had dredged throughout the years that had gone before. Now suddenly all under one umbrella. I thought WWE is a strong fit in there, and this is kind of where that partnership finally makes sense. Now all of this is in preparation for the launch of ESPN's new direct-to-consumer streaming platform. Sky's the limit. We won't do that to you again, Editor Pierce, I promise you. Now, it's set to launch in just a couple of weeks. August 21st is when this thing actually lands. But WWE's deal with them isn't set to start until early next year. It's looking like Royal Rumble 2026 will probably be the first show on the new ESPN streaming service. Don't quote me on that. Chances are, because I think there's a crossover with Peacock's deal possibly ending around March, which might mean that WrestleMania 42 is the first one that we see.
But we should say, for people in the UK where we are, just Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just Netflix.
Yeah, I think the one thing that's worth all this is all about the major rights deals in America. In terms of what happens in the UK, now it's changing. But this is a massive deal for a big part of the world as well. So it's why we want to make a whole point in talking about it.
Yeah.
But the ESPN streaming platform has seen recent months deals being struck with the NFL, in which the NFL has a 10% stake in ESPN. There's talks of a deal with the NBA as well. So they're going to make this sort of like a one-stop shop for all your big sporting events, and WWE will be a factor in that as well.
Because when you hear the price, you might be thinking, not just for the wrestling, that is shocking. But when you think about all the other things that are on top of that, I guess it's a more palatable deal, because it is going to cost $29.99 a month. But as Tom said there, you get your NFL, you get your other things. NBA. but the hockey there for some reason.
But still, in a time where, you know, sometimes just getting dinner is at a cost expense, like $30 to drop on a streaming platform is quite a chunk of change. When you consider that in America, having Peacock, it's, you know, you could watch WWE programs for about $5 or $8 or so. Like not as much as that, you know, as long as you can suffer those really long advert breaks, then you've got that there. So this is going to be a big old jump to $29.99 per month. Whether or not they'll offer sort of lower price tiers, which are just bloated with adverts, that seems to be the way a lot of streaming services have gone.
Yes.
That may be where we do it. It follows a very successful first year for WWE on Netflix. A 10-year deal got underway with them, worth $5 billion. And by all accounts, the optics have been really good. Netflix have been very happy with the streaming numbers that WWE have done. There's no reason for them to break off this 5-year deal unless something dramatically changes in that. It's they're hitting massive numbers, and I think that's probably why maybe ESPN and Disney went, let's just see how the Netflix thing goes, and then maybe we'll make a decision on there whether it's worth our value, and proving to be worth a value.
And more money going into the company in this era of where they're making most of the money all of the time, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yes, they are making more money than they've ever known. Now, WWE PLEs have aired on Peacock since 2021. That's going to be ending very soon. But the relationship with WWE and NBC Universal does not, because until 2028, they're still airing SmackDown. So soon you'll still just have SmackDown on Peacock, because that'll be and it'll be the weekly SmackDown stuff that you'll see on Peacock. Everything else will move over to ESPN. But the question does come up, Ross. What does this mean for that WWE archive that we were blessed with on the WWE network, and we didn't know what we got till it's gone? A bit like Big Yellow Taxi that time. And then it went to Peacock, and it was a bit of a mess initially in terms of finding all the items in there, and it still isn't quite complete. But now it's going.
Yeah, I don't know, Tom. I don't know, Jeff. That's what you got to say.
I don't know, Jeff.
I think YouTube's going to play a bigger part based off what you're seeing in recent times. Obviously, the Vault YouTube channels of both WCW, WWE taken off. You see matches uploaded just randomly. Maybe that's the way we're going to consume it. No, not full pay-per-views, just snippets here and there all the way around YouTube.
I must admit, even when I had the WWE Network, a lot of times I didn't watch like an entire episode of the AWA, but I would just find certain matches.
It's nice to know where it was, though.
It was nice to know it was there.
Yeah.
But I just, didn't use it as much as I was just hoarding wrestling shows, essentially, on a streaming platform. Yeah, it's whether or not ESPN might just go, let's put this all as on our services as another reason to pick up ESPN for $30 a month, where you get the whole vault as well.
They should do, and don't bloody list it by seasons, for goodness sake. Do it by years.
It's messy.
Yeah.
It's so messy.
Yes.
It's so messy. Now, in terms of whether or not people are going to pay this sort of value, $29.99 is a big chunk of change. Just to kind of compare it across the board of streaming services, Netflix is between $15.49 and $25 a month in the States at the moment. Prime Video, about $9 to $15. Max, the home of AEW, goes up to about $17. Disney Plus, between $9.99 and $15.99 a month. These are American prices as well. So, it depends whether wrestling fans, because as a wrestling fan, chances are you're going to have Max, you're going to have Netflix. You're going to drop another 30 for...
You're going to have to, Tom.
You're going to have to, aren't you?
Yeah. Or you could watch wrestling elsewhere.
Oh, there is that as well. I mean, there's a lot said about these VPNs, so I hear. If you're not quite sure how a VPN works, ask anybody that lives in the UK right now, because they know. And if they say they don't know, they're liars.
Yeah.
And they know why, and you know why. I see what you're doing, you dirty boy.
I was going to say, do people still buy the one-off pay-per-views when they cost like $50? Let us know in the chat if you do.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, if so...
So if you do, you're saving money there.
So can I borrow 20 quid? 'Cause clearly you've got it. What does this mean for WWE visibility? Because, we're looking at a possibility now where we see WrestleMania on ESPN... on a quote-unquote regular telly.
But it does feel like this is going to be a big thing with your basketballs and your American footballs in there as well. So it feels like a lot of households are going to have it anyway, and the wrestling's just a nice little bolt-on. Or, of course, you might just be getting it for the wrestling with the footballs and the basketballs being the bolt-on.
That's very true.
I don't know. It's hard to tell, isn't it?
It's hard to tell at this point. And does this mean that Cody Rhodes becomes a Disney princess?
Yes.
I think it absolutely does.
Oh, yes.
His kingdom is now the Magic Kingdom.
Get him in a blue dress. Love to see it.
He would be lovely in that way. Obviously, this is something that is more geared towards our friends in the States. Hello to you. Hot dogs, etc. Would love to know what your thoughts are. Is this something that you would take advantage of? Are you going to be purchasing the new setup? Are you going to find other ways around it? Would love to know your thoughts on it. You can let us know in the comments down there. Before all of that time, a simpler time in wrestling, there was WCPW. And just yesterday, Ross and Sam went into the vaults of your younger years.
Yes, we're watching it episode by episode. So we watched episode 1 last night, which is still on the Twitch, but it will be moving over to the Patreon Twitch Vault, which you can get it at patreon.com/Cultaholic. I can't remember what tier it's on, but it's on one of the tiers. So that's their 2-hour rundown behind the scenes stories and whatnot from people who were actually there.
You can get that on our Patreon, as well as all the Cultaholic punishments and WTF moments for SummerSlam later today.
Yes, later on today. Dick Tubbs hard at work right now.
Good
That's
lad.
Richard Tubman. Dick Tubbs is not a euphemism in any way.
Again,
shape or form.
I mean, it could
Innuendo,
be.
whatever the hell.
Depends if you've got a VPN.
Goodbye.
For the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.